Does Sean have the look of a star?
Sean thinks he's Al Pacino.
Or does he have the scent of a woman?
Honestly, he's the girl in the relationship.
Change of Heart found his co-star a new leading man.
He kind of reminded me of John Travolta.
And their blind date had a surprising ending.
Sean showed up.
After Sean holds his own auditions,
I like her flat stomach and her belly button ring.
will this couple be back for the sequel?
When did you get a chance to look at her stomach?
Or will they have a change of heart?
I'm Chris Jagger. Welcome to Change of Heart. This is a show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new, and we're going to meet their dates later. But first, let's meet our couple. Now, they first spotted each other in a college class 9 months ago. There was some instant unspoken attraction going on, and then days later, he was sitting in a restaurant, and boom, she turned out to be his waitress. Now, they broke the ice, and they've been breaking bread with each other ever since. Please welcome Annette and Sean Pate. Welcome to the program. Now, your relationship obviously, I guess, could use some more spice. But Annette, let's talk to you first and tell us how he first got your attention.
Well, in English class, Sean was reading a paper to me about sensations, and in the paper, he was describing the way tiramisu tasted, and it was so sensual and sexy that I wanted to ask him out for dessert.
Okay. And Sean, to you, what makes Annette such a great catch?
Annette has, out of all the women I've dated, the biggest heart that I've ever come across.
That's very sweet. So, Annette, you get to meet Sean, and then you guys start to know each other a little while. Did you find some quirks about his personality then?
Yes, I did. Sean sings the Star-Spangled Banner while we're having sex.
Well, listen, I know. Listen, wait. Listen, Sean, I know you're supposed to rise during the Star-Spangled Banner, but this is getting a little carried away. You want to explain this?
I don't sing it verbally. It's going on in my head. Mental gymnastics.
Either way, it's not a big turn on, babe. That's all I have to say.
Well, if he's not doing it out loud.
I mean, it's just that
It gets a job done, doesn't it?
he's trying to. No, well,
Sean, let me ask you. She's not a big fan of your patriotism in the bedroom. Any complaints on your side?
She could definitely use a lot of sexy lingerie because that really gets a man going, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I think we know what you're saying.
I like to be comfortable.
But what does she wear that you don't like?
Lumberjack flannels just don't do it for me in the bedroom.
Babe, it's not like this stays on long anyways. I don't know what you're doing.
Annette, what about Sean? Does he have any role models? Let me ask you that.
Sean thinks he's Al Pacino. He's always quoting Scarface. On our first date, he threw me quotes from Scarface. He claims
I might like Al Pacino, but I'm my own man.
You are your own man. You are your
But he's
own
always
man.
quoting them.
He's always quoting him. He wants to be big and famous and rule the world just like him one day. I don't know if it's because he's short like Al Pacino, he has a Napoleon complex or whatnot, but...
Napoleon complex?
Napoleon complex, babe. You
That's
have
why
one.
you like me.
That's why I like you.
Yeah.
Babe, I like you.
All right, Sean, has Annette changed in the past 9 months?
Yes, she has. She's lost a lot of weight and her chest has gone right along with it. And
You think she's just deflated away?
she's been wearing the miracle ball and told her it doesn't always work for everybody.
I don't know what to say.
Is that true, Annette?
That I've deflated?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't had anybody else with any complaints, babe.
Okay.
So you've been with other people?
With other people. I mean...
Annette, let me ask you about Sean.
Next question.
Yes, absolutely. We're moving right along here. Annette, does Sean live up to that bad boy Pacino image?
You know what? Sean tries to live up to it, but honestly, he's the girl in the relationship.
Oh, there's a surprise.
He claims to be the master chef.
I find nothing wrong with the
He
man that
takes
can
more
cook.
time on his. He takes more time with his looks. He wears more jewelry than I do, and he's always talking about his feelings.
Babe.
Well, Sean, does Annette feel her innermost thoughts with you in this relationship?
I thought she did until one day I was at the house and I picked up a diary and I didn't know she had one until she came flying across the room and snatched it out of my hand. And obviously there's some skeletons in the closet that I didn't know about.
Babe, everybody has secrets.
I share everything with you and I was just kind of offended.
I would like.
You got to get through a few pages then before she snagged it.
No, she came across faster than a Tomahawk cruise missile.
Well, you know, Sean claims that he wants to know my secrets, but he can't handle them because one time I tried.
I don't know them.
Whoa. One time I tried to explain, I was telling him a story about how I was in a sexy legs contest when I was 18 or something, how I won. And he was like, what? You were in a sexy legs contest?
Well,
blah, blah,
hey,
blah, blah.
and the evidence speaks for itself then.
He can't handle my secrets.
Sean, tell me why you think it would help the relationship at this point for you guys to go on these separate dates.
Just so she can know what she has of me, because I feel like she takes me for granted. And
all right, well, we'll see if that happens, to see if you're being taken for granted or not. It seems obviously that Sean and Annette have some issues to clear up here. So when we come back, we're going to meet the people that they dated, and eventually we'll find out, are they going to stay together or will they have a change of heart? All right, welcome back. We are here with Sean and Annette. Now, Annette says that Sean wishes he were manly like Al Pacino. But he sings the Star-Spangled Banner in the bedroom like Roseanne. And he spends more time in the kitchen than Betty Crocker. So we set her up with a young stud who makes Scarface look like a sissy. Please welcome Eddie Harwood. Eddie, welcome. Okay, kids, break it up. Nothing to see here. Please have a seat. Sean, what do you think? Does Eddie have that Al Pacino charisma?
No, I've seen better.
All right, Annette, so first contact is on the telephone. How did Eddie sound on the phone when you first met him?
Eddie sounded good. He sounded yummy.
Yummy.
Well, he has a sort of a southern drawl that let me know that I did not have to worry what he looked like.
Have you ever been attracted to a southern man?
Baby.
Come on now.
I know that you have a complex. I never wanted to let you know what I really like.
Yeah.
All right, Eddie, the first time you saw Annette, did you make any kind of requests of her?
Oh, yes. I greeted her at the front door, and as she came in, she had this big old black jacket on. So I had her take it off. And, I kind of want to check out the whole package,
Sure.
Definitely want to see her assets. And I got to say, she had the full package.
According to Sean, she's, I guess, lost some of her assets. Does that bother you?
No. She hasn't lost any assets. She's definitely a nice handful. You know what I
mean? Thank you. Really? Thank you very much. See, babe.
All right, Annette, obviously Eddie liked what he saw. I'm assuming he just looked and wasn't touching. Is that correct?
He didn't touch me there, but...
What?
No, he brushed his hand on my cheek once, and he told me that my skin felt soft like a Georgia peach. That was pretty charming.
Well, that's a charming line.
And then any food references that would describe Eddie if yours was a Georgia peach?
Eddie definitely is, he's like a tantalizing dessert. He looks so good that you know he's got to be bad for you.
Like my tiramisu? Yeah.
Your tiramisu?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
no.
All right, so Annette, let's talk about the date and what Eddie had planned for you. Anything special?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a surprise. I didn't know where we were going. He ended up taking me to a beach house, and I didn't know what was going on. And he walked me in, and out on the patio there was a dinner set up for two with candles and flowers. It was really romantic.
So Annette, there you are in this very romantic setting. Did Eddie propose a toast of some sort?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he did. As I remembered it, he proposed a toast to a change of heart.
Eddie, that's right out of the box. You're going for the toast. Now, was it a little chilly outside where you guys were hanging out with dinner?
Yes, it was. Yeah, well, she didn't have her jacket with her, so I got up out of my seat, walked around, and kind of massaged her shoulders, her hands. And I gotta say, the first touch did exhilarate me.
Annette, you said that Sean thinks he's Al Pacino. Was Eddie acting like he was anybody famous?
Yeah, Eddie ended up taking me out to a club afterwards that he promotes for this place called The Gate. When we walked in, he knew a lot of people. And he walked in, he kind of reminded me of John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. Everybody was coming up to him, everybody...
That's so 70s.
70s? Maybe. Who does not think John Travolta is still sexy?
But what about your moves, Eddie? Were you doing some Travolta-like moves out there on the dance floor?
No, I sure wasn't. But Sean, you're a Pacino fan, right?
Yeah.
So you know Carlito's Way. There's a scene where he's sitting back on the dance floor and just allows his woman to take the dance floor over and dance. And I kind of like the way she kind of wagged her tail a little bit.
Can you not dance or what?
No, I just like watching.
Oh, okay.
Now, Annette, at this point, it sounds like everything's right in sync here. The things are swinging along. Any surprises?
Yeah, big surprise. Sean showed up.
Sean? Wait a second, what were you doing? Did you know they were there?
No, I was just going out with my friends, going to a club, and,
What an odd coincidence.
Very
yes,
odd,
a little
very
too odd.
And Annette, once he saw you guys there, was he okay? How did he act?
We kind of spotted each other across the room. He came over, he noticed who Eddie was, and he asked me, so, is that your Mr. Right? And we had to leave after that.
Find someplace else to hang out.
We had to find someplace else to go.
Now, Sean, that make you a little jealous once you finally got to see what was going on?
No, because I know I'm the man. So.
No, he was a bit jealous now.
All right, so Annette, now, obviously you had to get out of the place because that was going to be really awkward. Where'd you end up going?
Yeah, well, we were having a good time. We don't want to be watched like a hawk, so Eddie took me to a little French bistro. We had a couple cappuccinos, had some intimate conversation, held hands a little bit. It was a nice way to wrap up the evening.
And Annette, you said in your relationship with Sean, you said Sean's more like the girl. Any sign of that from Eddie? He play that part at all?
Eddie, he claims to be a master chef, just like Sean. Obviously, he's a very pretty boy. The only thing I'd say you have to worry about with Eddie is that he's so smooth that some of the lines that he rolls off with me, I wonder if anybody else has heard. Like the one about the Georgia peach. I don't know if I've been the only Georgia peach on his tree, and I'm wondering about that.
Right.
I'm sure there's been many Georgia peaches on his tree.
Well, Eddie, did you go for another touch of the peach fuzz there? Or?
Actually, no, but she sure did. You know, we walked back to our place, got her coat on. She kind of walked up to me very seductively and gave me a nice, wet, seductive, full-lipped kiss. And you know, what I told her is, you know, if you give me a second chance, definitely I can provide magic on the second time around.
All right, well, we'll see if there's going to be a second time around because we want to know, was that romantic oceanside dinner and that really tempting goodnight kiss enough to give Annette a change of heart? We're going to find out, but next we're going to meet the woman that Sean dated, and we'll find out all about their date next, so stay here. Date with Eddie, and now we get to meet the woman that Sean dated. Now, Sean says Annette went on a diet and lost too much weight on top, needs to start a sexy lingerie collection, and has a secret diary that she won't share with him. So we fixed him up with a woman who doesn't need to diet, frequents Victoria's Secret once a month, and loves to whisper all her secrets into a man's ear. Please welcome Danielle Epser. Hi, Danielle. Nice to meet you. And then let me ask you, what kind of lingerie collection do you think Danielle has?
I think Danielle's got a drawer full of miracle bras herself.
But they work.
All right, Sean, did you guys get to know each other a little bit before you actually dated?
Actually, we did. On the way over, she got stuck in traffic, and we talked for about an hour on the phone, on her cell phone. And she had a very sweet voice, and you know, I asked her what kind of man she was looking for, and she said one that, you know, smelled very nice and dressed well.
Smelled nice and dressed well.
Yeah.
And so, Danielle, there you are talking away for like an hour, burning up that cell phone bill. Did it pay off, though, you feel?
Yeah, definitely. When I got there, he gave me a big hug, and he smelled so good. His cologne smelled really good, and he looked really nice. He was dressed really nice. So it definitely paid off.
So you figure you're off to a good start then, at least?
Yeah, he must have listened on the phone on the way over.
All right, Danielle, one of the things we heard Annette say about Sean was that he thinks he's Al Pacino. Did you get that sense at all? Do you think he looked like him?
I don't know. I don't really know what he looks like.
Maybe Donald Duck.
Eddie from the sideline over here.
Insecurity, it's okay.
All right, Sean, how do you compare Annette to Danielle physically?
Physically, Danielle's a little bit bustier than Annette.
You're the only
like
ones
that.
with complaints, baby.
Anything else, Sean, that you liked about Danielle?
I like her flat stomach and her belly button ring. It's a very big turn on.
Oh, she has a belly button pierced.
When did you get a chance to look at her stomach?
On our date.
On your date?
When she was over at the house.
Did she get a look? Did she? At the house.
All right, Danielle, we heard about Eddie and Annette having a romantic dinner at the beach. What did you guys have planned? What did you have planned for Sean?
We didn't really have much planned, but when I got there, we were just sitting on the couch, and I was like, do you mind if we watch Friends? So we watched TV for a little bit, and then we went out to dinner.
Yeah, now, Sean, this is like not a big, high-profile Al Pacino exciting date. Were you okay with that?
It'd help if she knew who he was. I don't know how you can date a girl who doesn't know who Al Pacino is.
I usually check out the younger hotties, you know, like Brad Pitt or
Leonardo
Ben
DiCaprio
Affleck.
or somebody, right?
I don't go for the older guys.
I felt very comfortable with her based on the conversation that we had, and I didn't feel a need to like put on a show like you know, the Southern over here, and you know, everything.
So this starts out pretty comfortable then?
Yeah, she talked. You know, and Annette's my first date, and I didn't really talk. I had to carry most of the conversation, and Danielle,
Carry most of the conversation.
you know, talked a lot and was.
All right, Sean, what about this Betty Crocker thing that we heard about? Did you cook for Danielle?
No, actually, I took her to a Chinese bistro, and she wasn't sure what soy sauce was or stir fry. So I was kind of concerned. I didn't know if she was going to like it or if it was going to work out.
Concerned that she was a real blonde or a bottled blonde?
Now, is it Danielle because you'd never ate Chinese food before, or what?
No, I never had it before. But
Never?
No, never.
What kind of
But
girl
once we
is-
got there, I'm sorry, I never had it before. It always just had a bad smell to me. Once we got there, he like went over the menu with me and stuff, and I picked out something to eat, and I loved it. So now I like love Chinese food.
Now, Danielle, Sean, compared to other guys you date, is he similar or a lot different?
He's a lot different. Like he was really like more of a gentleman. Usually guys are like all over, you know. And he was really nice and sweet and like just more like a gentleman than most other guys.
So Danielle, though he wasn't too easygoing, I mean, would you at least sense that he liked you and was maybe flirting with you?
Yeah, definitely. Like if there was like this flirty atmosphere all night. You know, we had a good time.
Hey, Sean.
Sean?
You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're just
you
thinking
really?
back. Did you make the move somewhere along the night?
Well, I you know, had a confession to make. I thought in my head, you know, I really loved her blonde hair.
You don't like
and
blonde
it made
hair.
me wonder if
You've never liked blonde hair.
the curtains match the carpet.
You wanted to know if the... Oh, okay. Sean, I'm not seeing a big Al Pacino ending here, am I right?
Well, like I said, there was like the comfort, so I didn't feel any need to put on the show like Eddie over here. And you know, we went home and I gave her a nice hug and a kiss goodbye, and you know, told her I'd call the next day and invite her out again.
A kiss.
And Danielle, was that okay? Was that enough? Kiss and a hug, was that all right?
Yeah, definitely.
minute.
Because I definitely thought, you know, we'd see each other again because he said he was going to call, and it was a nice ending to a nice day.
That you definitely see each other again. And you kissed her.
Yeah, but I heard something about
Yeah, I
seconds
was-
coming over here too, though. So what's fair is fair. Now,
Soft, sensual, luscious.
yeah, all that kind of
You
stuff. Okay.
kissed her.
All right, we have one burning question left, and it has nothing to do with curtains. Was an excellent Friends episode and a Chinese dinner with plastic forks enough to give Sean a change of heart? That's what's left during the break. Each of them have to make their final decision, and we'll find out what they decided when we come back. So stay here. Welcome back. We are now at the moment of truth because during the break, Sean and Annette each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together or have they had a change of heart? Now, Sean, you came on the show because you said you were worried you were being taken for granted. And some of the things that you talked about, you wanted to date a woman that was more endowed upstairs, somebody with a nicer lingerie collection instead of the old flannels, somebody that wasn't going to keep secrets in her diary and not share them with you.
Yes.
So we hooked you up with Danielle. You guys had a great date. It was pretty simple, but you talked on the phone for a while. You got cozy watching Friends, and you were experimenting with Chinese food with Danielle. You got a nice good night kiss. Things seemed to go pretty well, but it is your choice: stay together or change of heart.
Well, I had a great time on the date with you, and you know, we got along really well from the start. And I just think, though, that I would like for you to keep making me sing the Star-Spangled Banner, so I'm going to stay together.
Stay together. All right, Danielle, sorry things didn't work out for you. All right, Annette, your decision now. You said you wanted somebody that really didn't have to sing into song when they were in the bedroom with you, and somebody not with an Al Pacino complex. Somebody that could be the man in the relationship because you thought he was a little more female.
Right.
You had a great date with Eddie. You guys had a romantic dinner at the beach that he had set up for you.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you guys went to the club. You were holding hands at the bistro, and it ended with that very descriptive kiss that we heard about. But Sean does want to stay with you. What's your decision, though? Stay together or change of heart?
Being up here, sitting with both of them, thinking about the great time I had with him, thinking about this silly blonde sitting with him, makes me realize that I'm jealous and I cannot leave him in her hands.
Stay together. All right, Eddie, sorry things didn't work out for you either. Letting at least end friendly. Yeah. And then I was just about to remind you.
Fine.
Sean, the good news is she's not totally taking you for granted, I guess. So good luck in the future. That's
Thank
our
you.
show for today. I'm the only one not getting kissed. Thanks to Danielle and Eddie. Good luck to Annette and Sean. We'll see you next time here on Change of Heart.